Well, hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Your Mancheser with me, Ms. Belinda Scandal, and the very delectable little Irish man himself.
Thanks very much.
How are you, Flower?
I'm very good. How have you been?
I'm all right, man. Look, it's been a very busy week. Have you been up to anything in particular?
I've been here, there, everywhere.
Here, there, everywhere. God, it's like sitting next to Jim and Liz McDonald, isn't it? I tell you, I can't cope. It really is. I've had a fabulous day today, me, though.
Oh, have you?
I have. I started the day off having a little wander around a beautiful hotel called the Hyatt Regency. It's very, very nice because they're doing loads and loads of packages ready for Christmas.
Christmas,
you know, for the corporate people and stuff. So they've released their Christmas brochure.
Corporate now, are you?
But I'm always corporate, Flower.
I wouldn't call that jacket corporate.
No. If you carry on, you'll be feeling what corporate punishment is, Flower. But anyway, till that point, I went there, and also today I went sampling the new pancakes. So that's
that's absolutely right. Ezra and Gill are doing some fabulous new pancakes. Like, look at them there. I
mean, they've got pancakes for everybody. And do you know what else I discovered today? Quite by accident.
Okay.
I ordered a vegan full English breakfast from Ezra and Gill.
Right.
Because you know they do that.
Yeah.
And the best thing is, it doesn't really matter because I only basically go for a breakfast for the black pudding. And they had...
I don't think you understand that black pudding and vegan don't really go together.
Well, do you know what? They still put it on the side of my plate because I asked for extra black pudding. Because they're just that good. That good they are. They really are that good. It's been a mammoth week for us, though, this week. We've been speaking to lots of guests, haven't we?
We have. We've had so many guests we've been chatting to. And obviously, we've had Christmas coming up.
We've got Christmas coming up. And you know, I had the privilege earlier this week of speaking to JINX, MONSOON and CRÈME. And you know, I started the conversation off by simply asking them, and a bit rude perhaps, maybe, I said, what is it you're going to be bringing us? And this is what they had to say.
Well, you know, we bring a lot of different things to the stage around the holidays. This is a show that we put a lot of hearts and a lot of ourselves into. But, you know, it's live singing with original music, parody songs, it's comedy, it's all the spectacle and elaborate costumes you want from a drag show. And if you've, but we've also, you know, really, it's important to us to do content that's really meaningful, specifically to queer people around the holidays, because, you know, it can be such a hard time for a lot of people. You know, it's a time of year where we're really inundated with messages about family and homecoming, and that can be a complicated topic for some of us. So we really like to reclaim Christmas for the queer people to say, you know, whatever traditions don't work for you, don't worry about them. We're making our own, and hopefully give people a lot of fun and a lot of laughs and a lot of sparkle along the way.
And of course, Christmas, a sensational time of the year. Live singing, though. I mean, as two live singing drag queens, is it frowned upon for doing that? I mean, I'm live singing myself and still around here in our little village. It's like a novelty to have drag queens that can actually sing.
I think, you know, first of all, I think there's room for everything. You know, I don't like to think of live singing or lip syncing as like one's better than the other, because if you're good at something, you're good at it. You know, like I've seen lip syncing artists that blow my pants off. But I do think we are shifting into, especially now that drag is becoming more mainstream, we're shifting into a time where there's a lot more live singing drag queens. Lucky for us, it's what we've always done. You know, Dayla's a master parody artist. I'm trained in the Broadway School of Singing. And so when you put us together, you get a show that's full of original music and lots of parodies. And I melt your face off with my Ethel Merman style vocal power.
She does have some real pipes on her. So, you know, even people who don't know if, you know, if they're live singing lovers or they're theater lovers, you know, sometimes people come in the door because they're just like, oh, I love drag. And they leave being like, oh, I love theater. And then other times people are like, I don't know about drag, but I'm a theater person. And they come out loving drag. So that's our goal, is to make people really see the marriage of
Quite right, definitely. Now let's go a bit further back, because you were obviously both synonymous with RuPaul's Drag Race. How did you get into drag though, and why did you both get into drag?
I started at age 15. I just kind of always knew there was a part of me I wasn't expressing. And for many years, I expressed that part of myself through drag. And then somewhere in my early 20s, I realized, oh, this doesn't have to just be my drag self. This can be who I am day to day. And so nowadays I identify as non-binary, and I express myself very femme day to day, and drag is the thing that helped me discover that part of myself and has become more like my career rather than a place where I channel all my femness. So that's how I got into it, and that's why I still do it.
Yeah, you know, and I, similar to JINX, have been just drawn to drag from a very young age. You know, I was always that little kid who was making my cousins put on plays with me, and I would play the female character and make my dresses out of towels, you know? So, you know, as soon as I was able to start getting my hands on makeup and stuff, I was doing that. And then I started doing drag professionally the moment I turned 21, which is the, you know, legal age to be in bars in the States.
Unless you start at 16 or 15 and you just lie about your age because you always look a decade older than you actually are.
I also started young, but I wasn't breaking the law. That's the only difference.
Was there anybody that you saw in the drag community that you thought, I really want to be that person. I really want to aspire to working towards being as good as what they are?
The experience I always talk about, when I was 18 years old, I went to see a show by Varla Jean Merman, and it was actually her holiday show called Holiday Ham. And she just blew my mind. And if you don't know who she is, you have to look her up. She's a brilliant live singer, comedian, and she really opened my eyes as to everything drag can be. And now I'm fortunate enough to call her a great friend. We got to cast her in our holiday film last year. So yeah, that's come full circle.
Yeah, and the drag queen I've always wanted to be like is Bette Midler.
Moving over into Christmas then, it's going to be a big show. We're going to have big costumes. We're going to have the lights, the glamour, everything that you expect from you two. Why is your show so successful? Because this is like, you know, not just the first year this holiday show's come round, is it?
Yeah, no, we've been performing, we've been doing holiday content together since 2018. And, you know, our biggest tour to date was set to be 2020. And when that couldn't happen, we created a holiday film instead. But I think that the reason people respond so well to our holiday shows is because it does have everything you say. It has the comedy and the live singing and original music and all the glamour and spectacle. But we also really strive to talk about, a lot of things similar to what we've just been talking about, which is speaking to the queer community and people who feel alienated during the holidays. You know, it can be a difficult time of year for folks who don't necessarily identify with all the focus on family and homecoming. A lot of us have to create our own families, and a lot of traditions don't serve us. And so at the heart of our show, it's really, how do we reclaim that? How do we make it our own? How do we make this holiday season something that's joyous for us without all of the trappings of the parts of it that don't serve us as individuals? And the holidays can be hard for many people beyond our community as well. And I think most people find something to identify with within that message, and we hope to give them a lot of heart and a lot of hope.
Brilliant. So when's the show on and where's it at, and how can we get tickets? Because everybody's going to want to come to this, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, you can find all of our UK tour dates at jinxandela.com. That's JINKX and DELA.com. And yeah, that's all the ticket links, all the tour dates for the UK are up there.
So there we go, Jinx and Della there,
Yes.
telling us all about their wonderful show. I look forward to that one.
I know, absolutely. I mean, like, it's just giving a bit of Christmas spirit, a bit of Christmas life.
Yeah, it's here, isn't it?
It
I
is.
think it must be about 38 sleeps now until Christmas, so it's not that long away now, is
I
it?
start buying some stuff.
No, I leave it to last minute. What do you do? Do you like?
Oh, sometimes I like to plan, and sometimes I'm like Boxing Day sales.
No. I do it Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
If you see a woman walking around with a red hair, just going, can't talk.
I normally go incognito. I normally have a hairnet on and everything. Yes.
Get your little
But in my good fur. Now, you've been doing something this week for
I
Christmas.
have been.
Where have you been this
Christmas
week?
is everywhere, including at Daisy Nook Garden Centre.
here at the Daisy Nook Garden Centre with Mark. Mark,
It's me.
this is very different. Why are you here dressed like this?
Well, this is the day job, you see, looking after all the Christmas stock here in the garden centre.
Right. Well, and what a lot of Christmas stock it is. Christmas festive spirit is definitely alive at the garden centre. So why don't you give me a bit of a tour?
Yeah, come with me.
So, Mark, take me through what exactly have we got here?
So this is our traditional section. Everybody thinks of green, golds, silvers, and red, and all these have meaning that come through the years. So,
Okay, so what meanings can we expect to find from each one?
so we got white, which is purity.
Oh,
Green for evergreens.
very nice.
Yeah, red, blood of Christ.
Yes, obviously.
Gold and silver obviously have their place in the religious story. So this is your more traditional stuff here, and we've also got things like this one.
Oh.
So these are called reflector baubles, and originally, when it was candlelight, of course, this would have reflected candlelight in people's homes. So this really is
Oh,
going
very
back to how it
nice.
used to
Yeah, going back to the traditional style. I like it. Very, very nice. Well, from traditional to a white Christmas as such, we have a very different section over here. What exactly have we got over here?
So again, full range baubles, and this year particularly people are wanting to dress their doors.
Well, why not dress yourself when you could dress your door?
Absolutely. So here we've got full bow and ribbon kit, and you can dress your door. Very Instagrammable.
Very, very Instagrammable. We love that. Get that on the gram. Hashtag Daisy Nook. So we've had the traditional stuff. We've had the white. And now we've got a very different kind of colour. This is a bit non-traditional then.
Yep, this is the fashion colour section.
Oh, the fashion colour section.
So we've got what's in this year, purples, lilacs, all mixed with the whites and silvers, of course. So if we go around here,
Yeah?
and then we go through into pinks.
Oh, very nice.
So again, everything here from feather boas to baubles.
From feather boas, sorry.
Do you want a feather boa?
Oh, I love a feather boa. It might clash with my red, though. But I actually think I'll look a bit stunned. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, now. Belinda, I'm coming for your job, love. This is it. I'm coming for it. So we've also got some very lovely lights here. We've got some ones along the garden. We've got a lovely box ones here I quite like. Very nice, and along the tree. There are very different types of lights going on here.
There are. So people either want plug-in or battery, which we've got. And then, of course, you've got ones for your tree, the fireplace, as you say, outside the house. And everybody this year, I think, is going to try and decorate their windows as we celebrate our first Christmas post-lockdown, hopefully.
Yes, it's very different. So let's light up Manchester. Now, no Christmas is ready until it's got its own Christmas tree. And here we have a fabulous collection of fibre optic and artificial ones. What exactly is a fibre optic and artificial kind of tree?
Okay, so fibre optic has got the lights built in it, like the ones behind us.
Yes, yeah.
There's all kinds there. And then you've got your artificial, which are just green or white or black, I think we've got as well. And you can dress those as you wish.
And can we expect to see any real trees here?
Oh, definitely. So real trees will start coming in from Ireland.
From Ireland, see, we are that great.
Only the best. And they'll come in from around the 24th of November. We get various shipments come in right the way into December. So yes, we sell lots of real trees. Now, here, we unnet them so you can see the tree as it's going to be in your home.
Right.
Then we cut it. So if you've got a stand, bring that in with you, or you can buy one. We will chop it back so it's going to fit your stand. Then we net it again so you can take it home in the car.
Oh, fantastic. So you kind of get the whole experience with it. And how do people look after that kind of tree? So obviously it's very different to having it in the woods to having it in your home.
I believe so. Yes, you need to treat it as if it was cut flowers. So needs water, but the main thing is trees are affected by central heating, by changes of heat in the room. So if you can keep an even heat in the room that it's going into, when you take the tree home, put it outside in a bucket of water, and your stand should ideally hold water. So you need to keep that water topped up. It will actually go through quite a lot of water, but you need to do that to keep the needles intact.
Oh, very nice. Well, if you want a real tree, come to Daisy Nook then. Right, first things first, before I even touch the products, who is this and what's his name?
He's called Randy.
He's called Randy. Randy the Rudolph. Randy the Rudolph. Randy the reindeer.
Randy the reindeer. He is. And he's looking after my crackers.
I see. So he's got a couple of crackers here. What exactly can we expect to find in them?
A good bang and a prize for everybody.
Oh, very nice. We've though got $13.99 for these. That's not bad for 12 crackers.
Absolutely.
And here we have
Yep.
a pass the parcel Brussels sprout.
Yes.
I mean, you know, Aldi might have its carrot, but Dizzy Nook's got its Brussels sprout, so I think that's more important if you ask me. Now, it may be just a garden centre, but you also do food, don't you? So what kind of things we can expect Christmas time in the food section?
So we've got lots of gift packs. We've got some great jams and chutneys and things like that.
Oh, I love a good jam and a chutney.
I've heard. Boxes of biscuits, cakes, all the traditional stuff. And then we also have a few unusual things. So this is new this year. Little pack, only 99p.
Only 99p.
Yeah. And you've got your cookie and you've got your message for Santa. And there you are. You can leave it out for when he comes.
Oh, fantastic. Get a wee glass of milk out for them. I love it. So we've had something for the kids, and now you've got something here for the adults as well.
Yes. What about that for a box of liqueur truffles?
I mean, that's the best selection box I've ever seen.
Well, it is. And also, maybe if you don't like your neighbours, you could shove this through the letterbox, give it a good waggle, couldn't you? And you don't have to speak to them.
That's very true, very true. I mean, you might have to after they've had a few of them, I'd say. There's a lot of different things here. How exactly do you get it all together?
So it starts a year in advance.
As you do.
As you do. So January, around 2nd, 3rd week of January is when all the trade shows are. So I go off to look at those.
Right.
Get an idea of what colours might be popular for that year. And then I have to sit down, design the layout of the shop, all the displays, what colours we're going to decorate the trees.
Right, okay.
And then the stock starts to come in around July normally.
July. Christmas in July, people.
And then we have to check it, price it, put it away, and then it comes out. Takes us about 3 weeks to put everything out on the shop floor.
3 weeks, and then you get this fabulous arrangement. I love it. Good.
Well, you look like you had a lot of fun there.
Do you know what? The best part was, that feather boa? I got to keep that feather boa. And I'm not going to lie, I'm coming for your gig by the end of it.
You go for it, my love. You go for it. It's just what we need, isn't it? An Irish drag queen. Absolutely sensational. You had a lot of fun, though.
I did.
There's a lot of things in there that I didn't realise. First of all, water with a real Christmas tree.
Yes.
I thought with electric would be a bad idea.
Well, it depends. Are you putting the wires in the water?
No, but if you have to
Depends.
keep
You
it
have the
warm.
toaster in the
Well, I do actually, yeah.
Oh,
I never
you
go
do?
far without a deep fat fryer, mate. I tell you. Now, one place where I always have with my deep fat fryer is sat in front of the box. Let's see what Hayley's got for us this week.
Hi, I'm Hayley and welcome to this week's On The Box. How's everyone doing? Now, if you haven't seen the film Portrait of a Lady on Fire, it is currently available on BBC iPlayer for the next couple of months. It's a French film with English subtitles, and it's about an artist who falls in love with the woman she is painting. There's also the film Salesman on BBC iPlayer. A couple have their relationship tested when the wife gets attacked. Now, this film is in Farsi with English subtitles. Death of Stalin, that is set in Moscow in 1953, and it's about the sudden death of Soviet Union leader Stalin. Another film, The Sun is Also a Star, I'd recommend that. Natasha believes in science and Daniel wants to be a poet, and their lives collide accidentally, but they are complicated by Natasha's immigration status. There's also a lovely looking, I haven't watched it yet, but I've popped it on my list. I'm definitely going to watch it. It's a series, it's a heartwarming series called Bump, and that is about Ollie. She is an A-grade pupil who has her life sorted until she has a surprise baby. Now that's it from me. I shall catch you next time, and remember, stronger together. Bye.
So what have you been watching in the box then?
Well, you know me, I've obviously been watching me Doctor Who. It is back.
Are you enjoying it?
I am really enjoying it this season.
Do you know, I'm not a big fan, but I have really enjoyed I think it's third episode now we're up to.
Yeah, we're on 3.
That's been cracking, actually.
Hasn't it?
I love the little dog in it.
With a dog head.
With the dog head, he's quite funny. I like him. And I have to say, the surprising Doctor Who for me has been John Bishop.
Do you know what? I actually thought the exact same thing. I thought he was the kind of person that I was like, oh, another comedian, but he's actually pulling it in.
Already, in my opinion, a lot better than the Bradley Walsh character.
Yeah.
Already a lot more grounded.
Yeah.
I love it. And of course,
I enjoyed the reference to Birkenhead, yeah.
Birkenhead and all that.
That's the best
I have
thing for
watched
me.
yesterday, I must just say, I'm not allowed to watch 1 and 2 of Home Alone until we get to December. That's a little thing that we have in the Scandal household. But I thought I'd watch the latest one.
But the Home Sweet Home Alone.
But I watched the wrong one. I watched the 2012 version.
No, you want to be watching this awful Disney Plus one.
But I really enjoyed the 5th one. It was gorgeous. It was fab. It was almost
Have you
like
seen the new one.
No, I'll get round to that eventually. I'm sure I will. And then I'll be looking like the people, the thieves in there. I'll probably be looking to dial M for murder, to be honest with you. Now, speaking of which, that's here in Salford. Did I hear a sigh from my director then? We've got a wonderful play.
Do it next year.
We've got a wonderful play at the Lowry, and it's called Dial M for Murder. And one of the cast members is Chris Harper. Now, you might recognise him from Coronation Street. We caught hold of him literally about 2 hours ago to speak to him about the programme, the play. And it went like this. And we are now joined here with Mr. Chris Harper. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? All right.
No.
You're joining us from the Lowry at the moment, I presume.
Yeah, I'm deep in the depths of the building somewhere. A bag was put over my head so I wouldn't know where I was. And
You'll never get out now. This is it. Like, you have to know that you will just live there the rest of your life. I hope you've accepted this.
Yes. You're stuck there now. You might even have to dial M for murder. Tell us about this wonderful production of yours. What's going on? What's it all about?
Well, that's it, isn't it? Most people know the title, Dial M, but the thing that we've noticed most from doing this now, we've done this show 93 times, I think, and we've done it about 85 times before the lockdowns started. We're near the end, and still, most of the people we meet, they don't know what Dial M for Murder is actually about, because the title doesn't really tell you, and most people know the title, but they go, oh, is that the one with the birds? Or the shower, or which one is it? So it's a sort of a will he get away with it rather than who done it. Starring
I mean, you're all over the shop with this one, aren't you? You play quite a few characters in it, and towards the end, it seems like you're almost like running some kind of marathon.
Well, I do sort of like a little bit of a jog across the stage at the end. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm hired in the first half to kill the irrepressible Diana Vickers, and then I return in the second half to sort of solve the crime as the kind of the pre-Columbo character. So it's written in the 50s, but it is all sort of hands in pockets and just one more question, and he makes a lot of mistakes. So it's quite good fun, as well as being kind of hopefully edge of your seat.
So definitely took quite a bit of inspiration from Columbo there. That definitely the thing on the nose is something I remember growing up, was like his typical thing. So yeah. What's your most exciting part that you enjoy of the show then, that you can tell us?
I love one of the things I love is, and this isn't really to do with the script, but when the iron comes down at the interval, I can hear what people in the front row are saying. And it's just brilliant. You get people kind of going, wow, was that supposed to happen? And other people going, oh, yes, very clever. Like they've worked it out. And it's brilliant.
So why is this show so successful then? Why? It's just doing wonders, isn't it?
Why? I'm sorry, it was rubbish. Because I tell you what it's like. It's like indoor fireworks. Now that we're back indoors and we're back with lots and lots of people, it's that very much kind of the fun is the live experience, the sort of shared storytelling. It's like a big bedtime story for everyone. And what's great is that everyone sort of joins in. And although there aren't many obvious sort of gags or belly laughs, or there's no sort of slapstick or set pieces, but there's lots of lies being told and lots of moments where you think something's going to happen and it just doesn't. And the audience are like, ooh, ah, ooh, oh. And like the other night, we just had someone go, liar, at the top of their voice.
Oh my goodness.
What then happens if the audience then respond and they notice each other and laugh at each other. So it's just such fun to play.
Now, a lot of people will be watching this now and thinking about you from Coronation Street a few years ago now. How has life changed for you since you were such a baddie within that show?
Well, I did actually get myself a rather nice dog after a year or so, because everyone on the street would talk to me about Corrie and sexual abuse. And once I got a really cute dog, people would approach me still, but they talk about the dog. It was a storyline that obviously impacted an awful lot of people, and it impacted my life, and it changed everything. Like just going to the supermarket, going to a train station, whatever. I mean, not just Corrie fans, of which there are millions, but also people who suffered from sexual abuse in one way or another, and the lifelong effects of that. So I'm sort of joking about getting a dog, but it was useful for me not to have to carry that load all the time.
It's amazing how many people sort of like forget that this is a show and this is a character you're playing. It's not real. How many people just go, no, that's what you're like. And it's like, no, that's very... Well,
I'll stop you. I was really lucky because perhaps his crimes were so awful, and because he wasn't laddie and danger. He wasn't like a fighty lad. I didn't have any of that issue at all. Like I got approached like 3, 4, 5 times a day for like a year, and everyone knew I was Chris, the actor who played Nathan. So I was dreading, and we'd been totally prepped for people going, "Oi, Nathan, come here." And actually there was none of that at all. It was a massive relief, but I know other lads particularly don't get so lucky.
And a massive relief, of course, that you didn't get that aggression in a southern accent as well, because that's another thing, isn't it? A lot of people don't realise that you're not actually from Weatherfield with that accent. I mean, this is an inspiration and an acclamation as well. Where is it you actually hail from, Chris?
Do you know, I met a really big agent once who asked me where I'm from and what I'd done and where, what my family background was. And I just sort of told them, and they went, "You need to change that story," because originally I'm from Welwyn Garden City. Like nobody knows where that is.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. It was on a McDonald's advert years ago. But I've lived in Stoke, and I've lived in Bristol, and I've lived in London now for 20 years. But all of the work I've done has been around the country, and I'm from all over, a bit of a patchwork quilt, and I like to borrow from wherever I go, whoever I'm playing and whatever I'm drawing on. So if we met like face to face, you'll see I'll be looking, "Oh, I like that brooch," and I'll nick it.
She'll fight you for it.
You can have it. I actually got this off somebody from your, not from your neck of the woods, from Weatherfield, actually. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask the person that owns the shop. I just literally ripped it off her, along with her hair. So anyway, Dial M for Murder. It's at the Lowry. And when's it on? And how can we catch it? And go on, sell it to us.
Well, it's here at the Lowry. It's a brilliant space for it. It's packed full of gorgeous people joining in and singing it. Well, not singing along, but ooh and ahhing along, because it's full of sort of foil spills and lies. You can sing along if you like. Diana would love that. And it's on till Saturday, so be quick.
We will indeed. For now, though, Chris, thank you so much for your time today.
To be on this. Thank you.
Best of British. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See you.
So well, there we are then. Dial M for Murder at the Lowry as we actually speak, everybody.
Well, I know everybody. I want to get rid of you,
right? I tell you what, it's all fun and games in it. We've had so much coffee from Measuring Gill today.
So much coffee,
like McCaffrey.
Maybe that could be my drag name.
What?
McCaffrey.
No, just stop trying to do drag. Honestly, only.
Excuse me. If I've learned anything tonight, it's that Denzel and JINX told me I should.
If you what? Do you know what you're doing? Every time you're saying that, you're robbing my mojo. And I need some inspiration from Joe. Joe, inspire me.
It's Jo Brittany, personal performance coach here. If you are stuck making a decision, or maybe you're stuck taking action, I've got a really fun tip for you this week to help you move forward. And it is to daydream your way to the answer. And I know when we are kids, this daydreaming stuff is trained out of us, isn't it? We're often told to concentrate. However, scientific studies have shown that in people who daydream, they have higher levels of creativity and intellectual capacity in their brain, and they have more efficient brain systems. So daydream away. How do you do it? Ask yourself the question that needs answering, and then spend 30 seconds letting your mind wander and daydreaming. Then ask your intuition for the answer. I'll be back next time for another Minute of Mojo.
I'm a daydreamer, you know. You
know what I think?
daydreamer.
I'm a bit of a daydreamer. Like night dreamer, I dream all the time. I dream I'm not with you, and I'm like, it's great, and that's it.
These things can be sorted. I'll have to buy a shed. Now, listen, we are now going to be looking at what is going on in Manchester with a very good... This is your posh voice, isn't it?
This is. Wait till you hear the voice of the people, because here is what's on in Manchester.
Here's what's happening across Manchester in the next few days. The award-winning musical Waitress is still on at the Manchester Opera House until Saturday. So, if you haven't seen it yet, get your tickets now. Starting this weekend and running all next week, the Garrick Theatre in Stockport are presenting 2 of Harold Pinter's plays, A Kind of Alaska and The Dumb Waiter. Also in Stockport, but this time at the Plaza, comedian Rob Beckett is performing on Sunday night. At the Oldham Coliseum, it's Panto time with Aladdin, which is on until January 8th. And if you like a bit of suspense, then don't miss Dial M for Murder, which is on at the Lowry all this week, starring Tom Chambers and Diana Vickers. And also at the Lowry, on Thursday and Friday, the drama Birth is on stage, all about a pregnant woman who's discovered some secret family history when she reads her grandmother's journal. Don't forget, if you have a show or a gig that you want us to tell the whole of Manchester about, just drop us an email. Contact us at yourmcr.com.
Well, isn't that stunning?
It's all going on, isn't it?
And especially that voice, it's just an absolute lull. Do you know what? I think we should
You
hear
just
even
spat
more.
on me then, by the way. Just good on
I
it.
thought you were into that. Next up, I had a lovely chat with the fabulous star of White Christmas, Sally Ann Tripletttt. Hello, Sally Ann Tripletttt. Welcome to the show.
Hello, you're Manchester. How are you?
Welcome. How have you been?
I've been all right. I'm on tour, and I've never really done tour before. So, oh God, there's just a picture of me. Great. I've never really been on tour before, not really, and so it's all quite a lot actually. It's full on. We go with, you come off the stage and you think, where the hell is my dressing room? Is it up or down?
Now, before we get on to your fabulous show at White Christmas, I actually want to talk a little bit about you and your career, because you've done so much in your career. You've kind of played quite a lot of the golden roles for a lot of females out there. You know, you've had Donna in Mamma Mia, you've had Miss Adelaide in Guys and Dolls, and you've actually performed one of my favourite roles, and this is going to be a throwback to you, I'm absolutely sure, in one of my favourite musicals, Carrie. You played Sue Snell.
Oh my God, are you a massive Carrie fan?
I'm a huge Carrie fan. I was so excited when it says she's coming on the show. I was going like, she was in Carrie, and I was like, I love Carrie. A Night You'll Never Forget is one of my favourite songs on this planet.
Yeah, that Carrie was great.
Yeah, no. As soon as I was like, I bet I'm going to throw back her here with this one. She's going to go, wow, okay. Nobody ever mentions that one, but it's a great show. It's different.
Carrie always gets mentioned.
Does it?
Theater, yeah, and I've been living in New York for the last 7 years, and so if somebody finds out that I was in Carrie, they kind of corner me and like pin me against the wall. Tell me everything. I want to know everything. Yeah.
Now, obviously, like I said, you've done so many different musicals, and you're running one at the minute. You're doing White Christmas the musical.
Yeah.
What exactly is White Christmas the musical?
So it's based on the film. I don't know. I mean, it's been my sort of staple film at Christmas time to watch since I was very little. It was with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye, and it is an amazing, beautiful story set in Vermont, and it's about these 2 TV celebrities that follow these 2 girls up to this inn, and they're performing at the inn, and it's a beautiful big Broadway show, but it's really about people. It's really about relationships and what matters in life. The songs are from Irving Berlin, and the score is unbelievable.
Well, you're the main role in this show. what do you think that you bring to it did you find it hard to connect to such a character considering you are such a fan of the film, or did you recreate what you'd already seen or create your own version of it?
This job was supposed to be done by somebody else, Sheila Ferguson.
Right, okay.
And everybody knew about the job and they were doing it. They'd known about it for months, and then they started rehearsals. And for whatever reason, not my business to know, she had to pull out. And after about 10 days of rehearsal, I got this phone call, 5:45 one night from my agent. Would you fill in? I had a couple of little things that I had to do, but I just thought this is a great opportunity to be working and be out there and be part of this big push to get theatre back on its feet again. And so I kind of took over in 24 hours. So I didn't really have a lot of time to think, what am I going to do with this part? Am I going to play it like the original? Am I going to do it? I just had to.
You had to jump in head first and go for it. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a detriment to you as a performer, realistically. You know, you sort of just went, right, we're here, we're going to do it. Great. But that's fantastic.
And everybody around me, the Ian Talbot and Stephen Mear, who I've known, he choreographed Anything Goes, Stephen, and I did a show with Ian Talbot, so I knew them. And everyone was so supportive and so lovely that it's been a dream. And the touring part is tricky and it's tiring, but the company and the spirit just
brings it all together.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's a very magical show. Like you say, it's White Christmas. It's even the song itself is quite a magical song to begin with. And like you say, it's one of those classic films. So what kind of things can we expect to see, say, even costume wise? Can we expect that magicalness to come straight off the stage and into the audience?
Yeah, it's proper, you know, kind of Broadway, big numbers. As I say, Stephen Mears choreographed it. The dancing is so fantastic. Not only is the dancing fantastic, but the singing is, everybody is just a triple threat. There are some really young kids in the show. They've managed to employ 4 people just out of college, which is so good for our industry. It really is. And there's big numbers, blue skies. I love a piano. There's a big silver piano, and you know you won't be disappointed. You get your money's worth. Honestly, our audience,
all these beautiful dresses, and you're like, I'm living my best life on this stage every night.
Yeah, well, my Martha Watson doesn't really wear the best dresses in the show, but I do at the end. We're all in beautiful red, and it's all very Christmassy, and it snows, and you know, honestly, the audiences have been standing up every night, which amazes me.
That's fantastic. Well, we can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see it, because you're here next week. You're here from the 22nd of November till the 4th of December. Yeah. So right, we will catch you then.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. That's as much as I can do. I can't go and do the rest of it.
Any more and you have to pay us.
I know. Hey, White Christmas. I wonder if it'll be a White Christmas. Actually, more importantly, what's the weather going to be for this week? Mr. Rudd?
Well, hello, my lovely weather watchers, and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd. And guess what? It's my 40th party this week, and you guys at your Manchester are all invited. And guess who's with me right now? It's only the very lovely Hayley Cartwright.
Hiya!
How are you doing, lovely?
I'm all right, thanks for having me on your weather.
Oh no, thank you very much. So what have you been up to, Hayley?
Oh my gosh, watching quite a lot of telly actually, because it's now autumn, isn't it? You want to snuggle up, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, aren't we? You want to snuggle up under your blanket, under your throws, with your
I like that.
slipper socks on, don't you?
Yes,
and you want to watch what's good on the box.
Well, will you stay with me while I do the weather then for this week's show?
I'd love to.
Well, let's have a look at this week's weather forecast. Alright, Thursday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 13 degrees Celsius. Friday is looking sunny and cloudy also with the temperatures of 13 degrees Celsius. And as we look forward to the weekend right now, Saturday is looking cloudy with the temperatures of 14 degrees, and Sunday is also looking cloudy with the temperatures of 14 degrees. Oh, I love them. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And now it's time to hand over back to the studio for this week's amazing episode of, are you ready, Hayley?
Yes. Your Manchester. Did you wiggle?
Yeah.
That's cross-branding, that.
That is cross-branding, isn't it? That's like Dallas versus Dynasty. It's just fantastic. That's the show.
That's our show.
That's it.
That's our show.
I can't believe that is it. That is our 41 minutes done.
Everybody.
Well, I know. I'm excited. I'm going home now for a well-deserved rest.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go and bang my head on the kitchen sink a few times as well.
We're going to have toaster in the bar.
I'm going to get a toaster in the bar.
Thank you very much for joining us on this week's show. It's been another excellent episode of Your Manchester.